So hi guys, and welcome to another StarCraft replay and sent in by the SCPH community. Thank you guys for this one, and I'm really excited to see this one because I have never seen this map before. I feel like it's part of the newest ladder. It reminds me of that campaign map by the end of the epilogue, so it's really good. Year 0 LE, you can see it's all spooky and everything. But anyway, let's introduce our players. Here on the top left, it is gonna be Zephyr on that red Zerg. Skr, whatever it's called. I guess that's his clan tag or something. Skr, probably gonna be popping off and popping heads to that one. And here on the top right, we got Iskaplif. So Iskaplif gonna be on the blue Terran. And you'll see the barracks already being set on up here by the Terran, of course. You always do for the wall. You need that, especially against a Zerg. A Zerg gonna run by, gonna be so painful to deal with if you're not able to just get in position at the right time. Anyway, Iskaplif already gonna be scouting around. A lot of rocks in this map, interesting to note. We do see a few Salnaga towers as well on the top and the bottom so far. But this Overlord gonna be scouting along. Might look at this first part of the base of Iskaplif. Gonna see the barracks, of course. And we already have the double refinery in play here from the blue Terran. So this tells me this is either a quick opening with the Reaper, or no, it's gonna be a reactor tech. So maybe, just maybe, Marines, double pumped Reapers ready to go for a lot of kiting action. On the flip side though, we do see the Mecha Zerg into play. Look at the creep mechanicalness. It's really weird, but it is what it is. Second base gonna be being built up here by Zephyr. Spawning pool into play as well, extracted right now, and I believe that's from the latest war chest, guys. This year it was structures instead of units, so a lot of skins already being put out for StarCraft. Interesting way that the game has gone in the first place. Who knew? By this point in time, we'd see more skins, more different color, besides colors that is, you'll see different looks for the units in the first place. But anyway, Iskaplif, we're gonna decide to double pump those Marines. It's gonna be some reactor tech into play. Factory now being built, and I believe this is from the latest patch, so you can't go for the double pump cyclones. Gonna be potentially going for some Hellions instead. Second command center now being built, and it is gonna be a second base coming our way. Interesting rotation though. Tech lab already gonna be built up on the barracks. The factory gonna get the reactor instead. In the meantime, a spine crawler here from Zephyr. So the thing to note here for the red Zerg, gonna be playing this defensively. Doesn't want to go for the pokes. Interesting, he went for the spawning pool earlier as well as the metabolic boost, but it ain't happening. So Iskaplif gonna decide to build a Hellion. Unfortunately for him, didn't have enough minerals to double pump them at the same time, so it's gonna be a little out of sync in the first place. In the meantime though, Zephyr ahead in terms of minerals, saturating the second base. Good stuff here from the Zerg so far, and as the Overlord on the outside. The real question is, can Iskaplif see this? No! The Overlord is just hiding by the static chamber, whatever it is, all this void energy coming our way. That's really cool part of the map, honestly, like just a little effects here and there. And now Zephyr gonna see these Hellions run on by, at least see a few specs coming his way. So the real question is, what does Zephyr have in store for us today? He doesn't have too much army. He does have the queens ready to go. Oh, it's the double Evo chamber wall. So Zephyr playing this one like the Terran, like the Protoss. So when you're a Zerg and you want to build up a wall and play this more defensively, you pump out those double Evo chambers. They're only 75 minerals, very cheap and very tanky to be out in the front. So +1 into range, interesting enough, gonna be making these queens stronger potentially. Maybe go for the roaches and the hydralisks as well. The Hellions though, just scouting along. Hot Wheels beat that, looking for an opportunity to maybe burn up some drones. But looks like the mechanical aspect of the Zerg gonna make them a little more immune. That's how it really works, guys. But so far, the defense from Zephyr working out in the first place. In the meantime though, Zephyr gonna be decided to build up some lair tech. Second base built up, the Marines going for the poke against the Overlord, and we will see Stimpak being researched up here by the Terran. Iskaplif already on your standard 1-1-1 and double liberators this time. Interesting approach from Iskaplif. He juggles around the reactor, puts one tech lab at the end when he gets the next building, and he has two of the same unit to go for the pokes. So liberators into play right now. Iskaplif deciding maybe I can go for the drop from flank play rather. Not gonna go for the drops. Hydralis then being built up though by Zephyr, and he is supply block. So for the meantime, Zephyr gonna be forced to invest his minerals onto some Overlords. creep tumors though out in front. We're gonna be creeping on over to the low ground and potentially either to the right hand side or to the lower hand to go for that third base. Iskaplif though does have an SCV in position, potentially gonna build up a proxy or just go for the scout in the first place. 5 minutes elapsed already and nothing really happening between the two. I think the only casualty so far has been the poor Overlord. This Hellion though, already a smoldering crater, needs to get fixed up sometime soon. In the meantime though, Iskaplif gonna be putting up those OP mules, gonna get a good amount of minerals along the way. Here comes the Marines right now, getting in position. And yeah, no bunker interesting enough. So it does seem like Iskaplif wants to play this a little more aggressively. Gonna go for the push when he has the opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, while within the Void Crystals, looks like the Liberators just try to open their visors, open their wipers, and get on by to the left-hand side. The Hydra then though, not really doing too much. +1 here into melee this time. And the Zerglings as well as a few Banelings. It's not really too obvious till you zoom on in, but you can see the acid in the back. These Banelings looking for a bust potentially, but there's no real wall to bust, so this might be a bad time here for Iskaplif in the first place. In the meantime though, what is Zephyr really doing? Oh no! It wasn't Zephyr's fault! It was a force on out from Iskaplif. Didn't really notice that at the right time, but the drones are on the outside. I thought he went for the transfer, the Queen Cell coming on over, but no creep in position on the main base, and these are going to be huge hits from the Liberators. Already one has fallen, second one done and dusted. This poor Liberator is going to get traded on back, but I feel like that's a victory here for Iskaplif in the first place. Now Zephyr still mitigated in terms of resources. Look at the Terran take the lead. 2 bases versus 1. This other base already no production. The micro a little subpar here for Zephyr so far. That's a big mistake here for Zephyr. He went for the creep tumor straight on to the second base. No creep whatsoever here on the main. The Queen's torn apart and no transfusions coming our way. But the Baneling that's gonna be upgrading up that speed in the meantime. We have a sensor tower, and for me, like many people, I feel like sensor towers are a little counterintuitive. It does tell you that there's something there, especially your opponent. Like, your opponent can see the circle, of course. You can see, of course, what's coming our way, but like playing it here is okay, so you know they're gonna attack. Maybe put it somewhere a little more forward, of course, as it is a scouting structure. At the same time, I feel like they're not really worth the resources in the first place. Tell me guys what you think about sensor towers. I feel like if you went for bunkers instead a little earlier, maybe a planetary fortress as well, instead of a sensor tower, might be able to save up the gas to get another upgrade, maybe +1 for the engineering bay. But in the meantime, Liberators again looking to get into the field. The Hydra then researching up double upgrades, both the speed and the attack range. What does Zephyr have in the first place though? Doesn't have too much in the bank. He's just trying to build up his army. But in the meantime, Iskaplif doing the same. Gonna be a third base already being expanded by Iskaplif. Interesting to note that he is going for the refineries first, so potentially some proxy, some long-range mining rather, with the gas, and then move on over with the command center coming on in from the main base. Yeah, there you go. So it does seem like Iskaplif is really hounding those gas, trying to get as much Vespine as he can. Zephyr though looking pretty scary, has a good bulk of an army, Hydralisk, some Zerglings, some Banelings as well, a good mix match, and they do have some upgrades ready to go. In the meantime, the Terran does have a siege snack, has a few Liberators, but doesn't have any upgrades, so the +1 might make a difference as +2 range attack is coming away. Gonna get Carapace as well, so really some focus onto the Hydralisk first and foremost. It does seem like Zephyr is gonna go for those ranged units as the bulk of his damage. Speaking of the bulk though, looks like the suicide units are ready to praise the Queen of the Zerg, ready to go, turn into Banelings and get in position. Again, Zephyr already has the, the Baneling speed boost, so these guys roll around at the speed of sound, just trying to get all the way up onto the ramp. So the real question is, how is Iskaplif gonna play this? He does have the natural advantage, of course, of having the ramp right here, right now. Gonna be very, very potent and gonna be very, very useful to protect his Marine siege tanks and Liberators, as well as get the initial volley. In the meantime, we do get a scan. Where did he even go? He spots out... What was that? Scan. Okay, so the changeling is gonna come our way here for Zephyr. He just wants to scout out the base, figure out what's coming his way. The changing now gonna finally see the third base, and oh, torn apart immediately. Good spot there from the blue Terran, and that poor changeling unable to get his spying on out. So it looks like Iskaplif taking my advice, even though this is a replay sent on in. It is a planetary fortress now built here for the third base. Well, I worry though for the second. It does have a pseudo ramp. Doesn't have a bunker though. Doesn't really have too much protection. No missile turrets as well. But it does seem to note that it isn't gonna be Zephyr going for any air units. Instead, he decides to build up a spore crawler, make that 1, make that 2, make that 3, and 4 to try and protect his bases in the first place. So it really is turning into a turtle fiesta, so maybe just one big fight between the two might decide this one, because both of them not really too much in terms of the resource count. It's just at least one reinforcement wave before anything else comes on by. Speaking of coming on by, Zephyr now rolling to the right hand side looking for the bus. This one SCV gonna get all the attention. The siege tank though in position, and the planetary fortress gonna get a big hit, but you know what even hits bigger? It's gonna be the banelings blowing that one up. The problem though, Iskaplif, I feel like not really getting the big end on the stick on that one. Losing a lot of resources along the way. Here comes the brawl already. Liberators as well as the siege tanks in position. Gonna be forcing that one to back on out. So as I was gonna show, the units lost. Look at that. So many minerals and gas lost there in that one attack. In the meantime, Planet Fortress like 400 plus with a few gas. Not really worth it. And Zephyr could have used those banelings a little more efficiently in the first place. But I guess, even though in the darkest of dawns, even with all that acid in the face, Iskaplif gonna decide, okay, it's time to rebuild, renew, try to make this one work. Country roads, take me home. On the bottom right though, we are gonna get a fort here for the Terrans, so this is a big problem for Zephyr. The cardinal rule, of course, of playing the Zerg, as here come the Liberators right now. You need to be one base ahead, but now you're gonna be 2 bases behind, as Iskaplif is gonna bring in the Liberation Squad. Here comes freedom. It smells like victory, and Iskaplif completely in position, just gonna be turning off the lights and honestly turning off the tech. Anything that comes from this base torn apart. These poor larvae already just coming on out. This is just like Zerg abortion at its finest, and Iskaplif not done yet. So here comes the Liberators again, forcing the drones to back on out. So an all-in coming our way from Zephyr. He's gonna decide enough is enough, gonna go for the Hydralisk. Interesting to note that the banelings are in the back, and they're gonna be trying to get on past these skulkers. Here comes the attack onto the supply depot. In the meantime, we do see the Liberators just getting torn apart by the spore crawlers. So that's a little bit of mismarker here from Iskaplif. Not really in position. He's too busy. He's too busy with the Liberators, losing them one out. He does do a lot of economical damage, but in the end, it turns into a base race instead. What can Iskaplif do? He loses a second. Here comes the bulk of the army. Gonna be a dangerous situation for both the Zerg and the Terran, but the Marines are in position. They get the block on out. The funnel is non-existent. It's like Slime Rancher, except you go for the Hydralisk instead, and Iskaplif able to defend that one. I guess that's GG, as Zephyr loses all the drones as well. That's gonna be the game. Iskaplif taking that one. But take the note though, both players a little poor on the micro, to be honest. The Liberators torn apart by the spore crawlers, but in the end, they do enough to take care of the drones, take care of the queens. You can just see his supply drop from the side of Zephyr. In the meantime, Zephyr just timing that attack wrong. He went for the baneling bus onto the planetary fortress, completely unnecessary. Could have gone for the second, could have gone for the main and destroyed that one, as well as properly used the Hydralisk. Could have defended against the Liberators first, and then went for the attack. But it is what it is. Thank you to Iskaplif for sending that one in, and a okay game. So overall, not too much action till the end, but I love the block there with the Marines. Very, very smart. Usually you see tankier units do that, but looks like the Marines ready to sacrifice their lives for the Dominion. They're able to stay alive, come back home, Band of Brothers, and all. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Please, please, please send in your replays at gamesarepool@gmail.com. I would appreciate that so much, so we can keep pumping out some StarCraft content going your way. SCPH ain't dead, guys, and we are gonna be trying to get more players in. Thank you for tuning on in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.